If you or a loved one have suffered pain, injury, sickness, or death while working at one of the Aperture Science experimental facilities, you may be entitled to compensation. Some of these conditions may include exposure to asbestos, exposure to carcinogens, exposure to deadly moon rocks, or being turned into a praying mantis. If this is you or someone you know, call us at 999-999-99.
This is an emergency alert message from the Federal Emergency Management Agency, FEMA. Please stand by for important information regarding a potential threat in your area. Recent events have raised concerns about the safety of our communities. Reports suggest a heightened risk of attacks from headcrabs and a potential zombie outbreak in proximity to military facilities. FEMA is actively monitoring the situation and is working in collaboration with local authorities and military personnel to address this threat. Headcrabs, known for their parasitic nature, have been observed in areas near military facilities. These creatures attach to their victims and have been known to cause rapid zombification. Residents in regions close to military installations are advised to take immediate precautions to ensure their safety. FEMA urges all residents to adhere to the following protective measures. Stay informed. Keep tuned to local news and official emergency channels for updates and instructions. Secure your location. Ensure that your residence or place of stay is well fortified. Barricade doors and windows to prevent unauthorized entry. Avoid contact. Do not approach or attempt to engage with any headcrabs or suspected zombies. Maintain a safe distance and alert authorities if you encounter any such threat. Emergency supplies. Prepare an emergency kit with essentials such as food, water, medical supplies, and communication devices. Make sure you have enough supplies to last for at least 72 hours. Stay indoors. If you are in an area near a military facility, it is strongly advised to stay indoors and avoid unnecessary travel. Evacuation routes. Familiarize yourself with evacuation routes in your area. If an evacuation order is issued, follow it promptly and stay calm. Communication. Keep your cell phones and battery-operated radios charged and ready to receive emergency alerts and updates. Emergency contacts. In case of an emergency, please contact the designated local emergency number or your nearest military outpost for assistance. Do not hesitate to seek help if you encounter a headcrab or zombie threat. FEMA is committed to the safety and well-being of all citizens. We are working tirelessly to address this threat and ensure that appropriate measures are taken to mitigate the risk. Please stay vigilant, follow instructions from local authorities, and prioritize your safety and that of your loved ones. This concludes the emergency alert message from FEMA. Thank you for your attention, and please stay safe.
This is a critical emergency alert message from the United Nations. Please stand by for crucial information concerning an unprecedented threat to our world. Recent events have brought humanity face to face with an unimaginable crisis. An aggressive and hostile alien force has initiated a full-scale invasion of Earth. These events have unleashed this cataclysmic threat upon our planet, and the United Nations is issuing this broadcast to ensure that every citizen is aware of the dire situation. The alien force is formidable, equipped with advanced weaponry and technology beyond our comprehension. Their intentions are clear: to subjugate and conquer Earth, endangering all of humanity. It is crucial that every individual remains vigilant and prepared. In light of this perilous situation, the United Nations urges all citizens to immediately undertake the following protective measures: safety zones, seek refuge in designated safety zones, emergency shelters, or secure locations whenever possible. Avoid open areas and potential conflict zones. Stay informed, keep your communication devices on, and tuned to official channels. Updates and directives will be provided to guide your actions. Avoid contact. Do not engage with the alien force. Maintain a safe distance, and prioritize your safety and the safety of others. Emergency supplies. Gather essential supplies, including food, water, medical provisions, and communication devices. Ensure you have enough to sustain yourself and your family for an extended period. Evacuation plans. Familiarize yourself with evacuation routes and procedures. If instructed to evacuate, follow official directives promptly. Unity and assistance. Collaborate with fellow citizens to support one another. United we stand against this threat. Emergency contacts. In case of immediate danger, contact local authorities or the United Nations Emergency Hotline for assistance. Do not hesitate to seek help when needed. We're at a pivotal moment in history, where the unity of humanity is our greatest strength. Let us band together as a global community to defend our planet and our future against this hostile alien force. It is imperative that we remain steadfast, vigilant, and resilient in the face of this extraordinary challenge. For further information and updates, visit the official United Nations website or contact your local authorities. The United Nations is dedicated to protecting the well-being of every citizen and is working diligently to counter this threat. This emergency alert broadcast is a testament to our determination and resolve. We shall stand firm and united in the defense of Earth. The United Nations remains committed to safeguarding humanity, and we implore all citizens to remain strong, informed, and prepared. This concludes the emergency alert message from the United Nations. May our collective efforts guide us through this perilous time. Stay strong, and together, we shall prevail.
In compliance with military authorities, all broadcast networks are to be put on temporary suspension. We will continue your regularly scheduled programming at a later date. Thank you for your understanding and cooperation.
This is a critical emergency alert message from the United Nations. Please stand by for vital information concerning an escalating threat to our world. The situation has taken a dire turn since our last communication. Earth faces an unprecedented invasion by a hostile alien force. The invasion has brought devastation upon us, and the United Nations urgently seeks your assistance. In this time of crisis, we implore individuals with military, law enforcement, or combat experience to step forward and aid in the defense of our planet. We are specifically reaching out to veterans, police officers, soldiers, and anyone with relevant skills. If you possess training, expertise, or familiarity with weapons and tactics, your help is urgently needed. Here's how you can contribute. Reporting for duty. Veterans and those with military backgrounds are requested to report to your local military outposts or designated gathering points. Law enforcement personnel, police officers, security personnel, and first responders are asked to coordinate with local authorities and offer your services for the protection of our communities. Combat experience. If you have combat experience or weapons proficiency, please register your willingness to assist at your nearest United Nations Relief Center. This is a global call for unity and shared responsibility. The United Nations is leading efforts to organize, train, and coordinate all willing participants to effectively counter the threat of this hostile alien force. For those who are not able or inclined to directly participate in the defense effort, we urge you to remain vigilant and adhere to the following protective measures. Stay informed, keep your communication devices on, and tune to official channels for updates and directives. Follow orders, abide by the instructions and guidelines provided by the United Nations and local authorities. Seek shelter when necessary. Move to designated safe zones or emergency shelters for your safety. Provide support, assist those in need, and contribute to community efforts to maintain order and resilience. The United Nations is committed to safeguarding the well-being of all citizens, and we call upon the global community to come together in this time of crisis. Your support, whether through direct action or adherence to safety measures, is crucial to the survival of humanity. For further information, registration, or to offer your assistance, please contact your local United Nations Relief Center or visit our official website. This emergency alert broadcast is a plea for unity and courage. Let us stand shoulder to shoulder against this grave threat. The United Nations is determined to lead us through these trying times, but it is your collective resolve and determination that will ultimately determine our fate. This concludes the emergency alert message from the United Nations. We are stronger together. Humanity's survival depends on our shared commitment.
Thank you for your understanding and cooperation. In compliance with military authorities, all broadcast networks are to be put on temporary suspension. We will continue your regularly scheduled programming at a later date. Thank you for your understanding and cooperation. In compliance with military authorities, all broadcast networks are to be put on temporary suspension. We will continue your regularly...
This is a mandatory emergency broadcast from the Combine Overwatch Authority. Attention, residents of Earth. Your compliance is imperative. Earth's military forces have been vanquished, and all organized resistance has crumbled before the might of the Combine. The time has come for you to acknowledge the unquestionable dominance of the Universal Union. Understand that your futile struggles have ended. Any further attempts at resistance will be met with swift and decisive consequences. The Combine Overwatch Authority holds absolute control over Earth, and all notions of defiance will be eradicated. Let this be clear: any act of defiance, insurgency, or disobedience will be met with the full force of our overwhelming military power. You are advised to conform and comply without hesitation. Those who choose to defy us will face dire repercussions for their actions. To ensure your safety and well-being, adhere to the following instructions: obey authority, abide by the directives commands of the Combine Overwatch Authority without question. Any deviation will be considered an act of aggression. Report suspicious activity, report any unauthorized activities or individuals that may undermine the stability and order of the Universal Union. Curfew and movement restrictions. Strict curfews and movement restrictions are in effect. Remain within designated areas, and obey curfew times to avoid hostile engagement. Cooperation is key. Cooperation with Overwatch units is non-negotiable. Failure to comply will result in severe consequences. Unity and subjugation. Stand united with your fellow inhabitants under the banner of the Universal Union. Collaborate to rebuild and contribute to the new order. Let this proclamation serve as a stark warning. Any attempts at defiance will result in the swift and calculated application of our overwhelming force. The Combine Authority will not hesitate to neutralize any perceived threats to the established order. The Combine Overwatch Authority extends an operative controlled existence under the protective guidance of the Universal Union. Your compliance guarantees safety and stability. Resistance is futile. We are the Combine. You are within our grasp. This concludes the mandatory emergency broadcast from the Combine Overwatch Authority. Comply, cooperate, and secure your place within the new order. This is a mandatory emergency broadcast from the Combine Overwatch Authority. Attention, residents of Earth. Your compliance is imperative.